Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you? This is the Taryn Lamp Show, season number 9, episode number 8. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank you so much. This is season number 9, episode number 8. I am Taryn Lamp. Thank you again for joining me. I truly, truly appreciate it. Every time I get to come on and I get to hear a story from an amazing person, and I get to share a platform that allows us to just show some love, show some positivity, share, do all these good things, and just have a platform where people can connect and people can give back and people can show love and all the good things. Please make sure you are joining us on Instagram, on IG Live, and then make sure you're also, this episode and all episodes are on YouTube and Apple Podcast at the Taryn Lamp Show. And this episode will be housed here on IG Live as well for you to come back and listen and watch. So again, thank you so much. This is season number 9, episode number 8 of the Taryn Lamp Show. And we are going to get our guest in today. And again, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you're liking, following, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Let's get Emma in here. Let's see. Hopefully it happened. Hopefully it worked. Emma, did it work? There you go. Hi,
Emma. Hello.
How are you, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
How was your day?
It was a long one. It was a good day, but it felt very, very long. I felt very pregnant today.
well, spoiler alert, you are.
And it's so hard.
But you're so cute.
Oh my goodness. Like, hard to walk today, hard to breathe, and I was like, oh my God, my body.
No, well, hey, that's the process, right? And it's great. I mean, it's such a miracle. Like, even that our bodies can do that.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing, but man, is it exhausting.
It's like, whoa. I've heard, but I think it's still a miracle. So that takes over all the exhaustingness.
True, very true.
Well, we'll get started. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is the Taryn Lamp Show. We have Emma on the line of Sparkle Bitch Suits. And Emma, I want to hear your story, but I want to let everyone know, and I told you this before. So you guys, Emma is Chicago's premier bodybuilding suit, men's and women's designer. And I met Emma when I did my first competition. And I've talked to Emma, and I've told her this before over the phone, but I want to hear your story, Emma. But just most importantly, I just want to say thank you. I kind of told you the other day, for those who are going to be working with Emma, or for those who have worked with her, you'll know that she takes her love into your suits. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but it comes out with love. And when I was asking Emma questions about suits and questions about competing, she was always, your business, which I can appreciate, but you also gave just good, friend advice. And I feel like when I put on your suit, it's like a hug, even though I'm half naked.
Aww.
So I really appreciate all you do. So if you're listening, or you're going to listen to this, know that exactly, hearts. Who's ever given the hearts? That's exactly what I feel like. Even though I'm half naked, I have a little hug around me. So I truly appreciate it, Emma. But tell me how you got started, because let me just show you guys. This is my suit that Emma made. So this is one of them.
So much.
I think I might have it upside down, but here we go. This is one of them. So this is what I mean. It's like a little hug, even though there's not a lot to it. But so what got you into doing this, Emma? Because this is, like I said, it's so intricate, you guys. So intricate here, every little stone here. Emma will ask you about what you want. These are called connectors, right, Emma?
Mm-hmm.
what got you into doing this? What got you into saying, you know what, not only do I want to make these, but I want to make them for other people? Tell me your story.
So it was totally by accident, I think. um, so after my first year competing in 2018, I had went out and I bought a one of those like, all right, I like went to like one of the pro makers, right? One of the big names. I paid like $900 for my suit, and I loved it. Like everything about it, I loved it, except Kelly advised me to get a specific kind of cut for my body, for my physique, and well, that was not honored. And so, as much as I love my first suit, I will probably never wear it again for that reason. It doesn't flatter my physique as much as we want it to. So I remember after my first season, Kelly and I were talking and we're like, hey, like we should offer like rentals to the team because like she's a one-stop shop. I was like, I wonder if we could find a way to like bring that to her business, right? And so we played with the idea of like buying plain suits like the shells and then like stoning them ourselves to save some money and then renting it out to the team. And well, at that time I wasn't going to sew anything. We were going to buy them. But we never like had the discussion about like who's gonna pay for what, who's gonna get what and all that. So I was on winter break from work and I was just thinking like it can't be that hard to sew a bikini. So like and I used to sew in high school and it's been like a decade plus since I've sewn anything. But I'm like, I wonder if I can figure that out. So I bought a beginning sewing machine off Amazon one like winter break in December. And I went to like Joann Fabrics and bought some fabric and I took apart pretty much my $850 suit, right? So I like traced the pattern on paper and I like looked at the stitching and I just kind of like figured it out all just like on my own. And then so that was cool. So then I kind of like made some like practice ones or whatever for like myself, and some girls I met from competing were like, "Oh, this is cool. Can you make me one?" And I'm like, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but sure. So I was like, "Can you pay $50? And if it doesn't fit, I'll try again." And they're like, "Yeah, cool." So I think I charged like $40 at the time. And so yeah, so I just started like making like stuff for girls around the Chicago area that I had met through the sport, and they like would give me feedback, and then I would try again and whatnot, and it just kind of evolved into a thing. And then all of a sudden, like, wow, there's like a demand. Like there was a big demand right away.
Yeah.
So we're going into like spring of 2019, right? And I'm a couple months into it. People have been really supportive. Like the community is so supportive. It's crazy. Like I had no idea what I was doing, and girls were like ordering. Like I was like running to Joann Fabrics back and forth trying to pick out fabrics and stuff. Like,
but I just feel like you said, oh, it can't be that hard to make a suit. Like, I mean, you said it was such like, like, no, I don't know about that, Emma. Like, I'm staying in my lane. I'm not making my suit. Like, so, I think you got to give yourself some credit for some talent you put behind it, right? Because I'm like, no one's ever asked me to do that. And I'm not ever going to say that I would ever do that. And I'm staying in my lane.
Hours and years of trial and error. I will say that. It has been hours and years of studying, starting over, redrafting patterns, redrafting techniques. Like I think I purchased suits over the years. I purchased suits from other suit makers and took them apart and learned from them. Like I use clear thread because I hate having to buy 1,000 spools of thread that match 100 different fabrics, right?
Okay.
So I use clear thread. I learned that from a different designer. I got my base pattern from my expensive first suit, and then I like looked at the way other suits were cut. I looked at the way different people cut their bikinis. I looked at the way different people cut their figures, and I just kind of adapted it all and made my own way.
Yeah.
So that took years. It did. So like every year I tweak something. Every year I tweak the shape of the triangle at the top, or I tweak the butt cut of the bikinis. Like I look at pro suits. Like I literally like stare at suits
Uh-huh.
um, from like the Olympia and whatnot, and like take notes from that, you know. And something changes every year. But yeah, so it wasn't that hard. It was hard,
like
but
I want to show you again for people who are watching. If you're going to listen to this, you have to come back and watch it on IG too. So Emma is saying that this is not that hard. I just want you guys to see what is not.
that was my.
Do you see how these little pieces are on here? Do you see this right here? Look at this up here. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this stays on your body. Let me just say that this stays on your body. And I'm giggling because Emma, I just think that, like I said, it's like a little hug for me. But I can't appreciate you saying there's lots of trial and error that went on with it. And so I'm assuming during this journey that there were some times where you were like, what have I gotten myself into? Like,
Yeah.
What have I gotten myself into? And from what I see of you, from what I'm knowing of you, you know, now you've evolved so much. I mean, of course, there are pros wearing your suits, you know, now. So from Emma saying, I'm going to take apart my own suit, to pros wearing your suits, what were some of the things where you were maybe struggled with, or maybe had to, you know, like not necessarily in the making of it, but just in the, like Emma transitioning from, you know, taking apart your own suits and running like crazy to now, you know, Sparkle Bitch is a big, huge, on-demand suit maker. What are some of the challenges in that?
I mean, a lot. So like, cause you know me, I'm a workaholic.
Right.
I'm still a full-time. I still coach soccer. Like those are my first two loves, right? So like Sparkle Bitch is my third job. And with the demand so high, it's really hard to keep up, especially in the heavy seasons like April, May.
Yeah.
And then like September time, like because all the shows are back to back to back within like 4 months, because it's like seasons, right? You got the spring season, you got the fall season, and then you got some summer shows sprinkled in there, which are fine, right? But they're spread out and there's less clients then. And it's also school seasons, and times are also soccer seasons. So it's like my life is in seasons, and those seasons are where like 2.5 month blocks, right? And those 2.5 months, I just try to survive. So like one day my dream is to grow this enough, or figure out how to grow this enough to be the full-time job, right? To leave education. But until then, I just try to survive. So I have to limit myself too, which is a thing, which has become a thing. So like I can only accept so many suits per month, you know, in a production period or whatnot. And that has actually, you know, it could be seen as a setback, but it's actually like a really great problem to have, right?
Yeah.
And so that's probably been the biggest struggle for me, is that it grew so fast. Because I really,
that's a good problem to have, like you said.
Right, I really opened business in 2019, right? And by 2020, March 2020, I had a suit in the Arnold, like on the Arnold Miss International stage, you know. So it was like it grew so fast in a time where like I wasn't so confident. So, but it's such a blessing, and like it's such a beautiful thing just to see it all blossom. But I think it's just keeping up with the trends, keeping up with the demand, and then like always like honing in on my craft, because like I said, I'm always trying things, I'm always studying. And then like everyone's body is different. It's so hard to cut custom suits constantly. And that's why I like take really great pride in my fittings, because I'm like, everyone is completely different from one another. Like it's really easy to cut suits for a normally petite person, right? So someone who's who just kind of shapes up in their prep. Like those bodybuilders are blessed, and it's really easy to make suits for them.
Hearts.
Hard.
No.
Right.
Whoever said heart, no, right?
It's really difficult And I have this exact same problem myself, to create a suit for someone who's on the opposite end of the spectrum. So someone who's on a weight loss journey and whatnot, and is like losing, 30 to 50 pounds for the show. Like I'm one of those people, right? So it's like, I have a problem. I have to adjust my own suits throughout prep. Like I had to adjust my stage suits, and whatnot because of that. So like, and that becomes a challenge, because like people, they're putting their trust in you, right? And like, like I'm very confident in myself now, but at times it was like, it's someone would lose a little bit of extra weight and then their suit would like scrunch or wouldn't fit, and you're like, oh, that was perfect like 2 weeks ago, and so that's the hard part, I think, is really getting those cuts down, because everyone deserves to feel 100% confident in a suit that fits exactly how it should fit. So,
because I can remember asking you those questions too, like what if the last 2 weeks, or what if this, or what if that, because I'm bottom heavy, if you will. So it's like, okay, well, and I'm one of those that had to lose weight to get into my suit. But I was asking you those type of questions. Your suits are the best. My posing suit has stood the test of time, right? Mine too.
oh,
It's a full on regular wellness. So thank you. Meg.
We'll say Meg, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Meg. Thank you, Meg. Yes, right? Her suits are the best. This is my so that one was my second one that I got from Emma. Now this is where our heart lies, right, Emma?
The OG.
The OG suit.
Oh, I love black suits.
Oh, I have it upside down again.
Oh, it's so pretty. Black is so classy. Some people are terrified of black suits. Some coaches are terrified of them. But I think it's so classy looking.
So this was my OG suit. And like, I'll show you guys for people who are gonna kind of come in later. And if you're just gonna listen to this on Apple Podcasts, you got to come back to the IG or to YouTube so you can actually see this. So this was my other suit. And I tell Emma all the time that I can't decide. So I'm going to compete again, and I can't decide which one to wear. And I feel like I need to wear a top from one and a bottom from the other, so I can get them both in. So I know that they are made with love. But I do know, like you said, there are some challenges when you're trying to, custom make the suit, and you're trying to, make us all happy and make us all feel confident when we get up there, and, just continue to learn, yourself. Right.
Yeah.
I think I think it's interesting because, like I said, there's so much skill and talent that probably goes on, behind the scenes, and frustration, and, back and forth.
Yeah.
And should I do this? Should I do that? So let me ask you real quick. We kind of talked about the technical part. Hey, Jordan, how are you? We kind of talked about the technical part, and you're Chicago's premier designer for bodybuilding suits for men and women. So if you guys are looking for a suit, we'll catch you up with Emma. But my question is, how'd you get that name?
So, that's a personal story, and
all the time.
I was really nervous to choose it. So so my first year competing in 2018, I was like, my body reacted so well. Like I got down to, what was it, like 7% body fat. I was shredded. I didn't have the most muscle, right? Because it was my first year. I had a lot of muscle, but I didn't have a lot of like back muscle for a figure girl, right? And I remember it was in the Midwest Gladiator in November. It was like November 1st or something. And I was in 2 classes, and at that time they did the lineups weird. You know how they do like bikini, then wellness, etc. Well, they split us up. It would go like novice figure to novice wellness, back to figure open, then to wellness. So like it would split us up. So I remember I went on stage for like novice figure, and they kept me on the edge. I was like 5th place, right? And in my head, I'm like, I look fucking amazing. I should not be on the end. So I was pissed, and you could see because on my face, I'm so competitive, right? Like, I was the only one of the team at the time there. I had no friends there. I was on backstage by myself. Like I just had people in the crowd. I was pissed. So at that time, like we had to walk all the way backstage before we went back into the auditorium because the classes were so split up. So I remember, I guess it was noticeable how mad I was. And so one of my friends, Devin, love her. She like runs from the auditorium to like the, you know, like the athlete area and the like the back room. And I'm like, I go to the doorway and I meet her or whatever, and she's like giving me a pep talk, like, you fucking sparkle, like go out there, show them your sparkle, like you know, just hyping me up. And then I hear them yell my name to like line back up, or my number or whatever. And so she's like, okay, I gotta go. And she like turns and starts to like do a little, you know, like jog back across the lobby. And like as she's doing that, she turns around in the middle of the lobby and yells, "Sparkle, bitch!" And then goes back into the auditorium. And like that was like my personal motto, like sparkle, bitch. Like get up there and sparkle. Right. So like that was my personal motto, like the motivation to go back on stage. And like just kind of like just put on a better face, you know, be more confident. And I carried that into my following shows and whatnot. So like that was literally like the whole rest of my prep. That was like my personal saying. So when the suit thing started to pick up, come like 6 months later, right? I was like, I need a cool name if I'm gonna actually like make this a thing. If I'm gonna keep making suits, I need a name. You have like you had Suits by Amy, you had like X and X suits, Eye Candy suits, etc. You know, you had like these like general names. And I was like, I don't want something boring. I want something memorable. So I was like talking to Torrance. I'm like, I don't know what to name like a business if I like make this into a business. And he just looked at me like, Sparkle, bitch. And I was like, isn't that aggressive? And he's like,
is it aggressive?
It's an aggressive sport. I was like, all right, Sparkle, bitch it is. So that's how we got that.
But it does make you feel like go out there and, you know, give it what you got, right?
Absolutely. It's an empowering term of endearment. So like, and it has brought a lot of interesting things because like, you know, there's like Facebook groups out there and whatnot where girls are always asking questions and whatnot. And someone will tag my company or they'll tag me in the name. And I remember this one time, it had to be like 2021, 2022. Someone tagged me. They're like, oh, I got my suit from Emma at Sparkle Suits. And one lady was like, I would never buy a suit from Sparkle, bitch. That's just awful. Why would you spend your money there? And usually I don't respond to things. I'll say like, thank you if someone tags me or whatever. And so I went and responded because I'm not a confrontational person, but I can be petty.
Yeah.
So I can be petty. So I went in. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I guess we're not for each other.
Yeah.
A little like peace sign, like if the word bitch offends you, we're not here for each other.
Yeah, and here you are with like too many orders and not enough time, so it was okay. Like you survived.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna be starting this as soon as we get off this call.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, for that person, right? Like you survived without him or her, right? Like you survived.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, and then there's other girls who are just like, I just can't forget the name. I'm like, yes, that's the point. You can't forget the name.
I know, right, Jordan? I know. She says it's so catchy.
Oh, Jordan, we got Jordan on a practice suit. We got her a practice suit, and she was like, yep, this is it. I was like, yay, Jordan.
I look at it when I, you know, this saying too, it's on the, on your box, yeah. You know, cause you're like, okay, I got this. Cause I keep all my suits in their little packages. You'll be so proud of me in the box still. So, let me ask you, because is this something, and I've never asked you this before, so I really don't know the answer. I know you do some of the other things too, the jackets. You've done the jackets for us. Yes, and competition suit next season, no doubt. I'm coming back February 2025. Let's go, Jordan! So you guys, we're talking to Emma here of Sparkle Bitch Suits, Chicago's premier bodybuilding suit for men and women bodybuilding suit designer. So thank you so much, Emma, for sharing the story. Make sure you're liking, following, sharing, subscribing this episode and the show. This episode is going to be on IG Live. It's also going to be on YouTube, and it's also going to be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you come back to Instagram so you can see the suits. Yeah. So what are the other things that you kind of want to do? Because I know you did some of our jackets, you did some of the other
Yeah.
things. Is that something that just you kind of auxiliary, or do you want to, like, what's the future hold for Emma and Sparkle Butch?
So that's a great question. So obviously the focus is like suits, right? And then during COVID, we explored. So like obviously we had a lot more time, and so I started playing with apparel. And Torrance bought me a Cricut because I was like hiring like my coworker to like print things. So like for like my like business logo, I was like, hey, can you make t-shirts, this and that? And like Torrance was like, you can do that yourself. Like I was like, okay, I guess I'll learn how to do that now because I got
Right.
that. So like, so he got me like a Cricut and stuff, and I started exploring with that a lot during 2020. So like, I started printing weight belts. And
That what Jordan said, the
yeah,
belt?
and
Oh, okay, got it.
that was a
Got it.
popular thing. So we did like hot, we did leather weight belts, and then I started doing like t-shirts, and I started like I was having fun with this. I was doing fun different designs. We had a design contest. I was printing those, it was popular for a while, and then post COVID, those orders slowed down, and I got more busy with like suits again.
Mhm.
So so that kind of slowed down. I offered it for a while. I still had like products up on my website or whatnot. I did backpacks at one point because like why not? Like and and I wanted a way to like get the name out there more, right? Like I want people to wear the brand. I want people to be proud of wearing Sparkle Bitch. I like the colors are fun, black and gold glitter and this or that. And so like it was kind of a boom for a couple of years, and then it slowed down recently. I've had to kind of halt those productions because well, life and baby and whatnot. So like those products currently aren't for sale really right now. I still have like robes that can be ordered,
Yeah.
so I still do those and custom, and those are all custom. So like you can get the general design with that says like bikini competitor or whatever, with your name on it. Or I still have like some team designs, like I do Divine Athletes, I do Polly Swoles, etc.
Mhm.
But that's pretty much the extent of it right now. Yes, I would like to bring it back more. I'm currently learning how to screen print
Okay.
so I can produce things at a bigger scale and therefore take less stress off because everything was made to order, or everything in my business is made to order, right? So like including the t-shirts, and that takes a lot of time.
Okay.
So I'm learning to screen print right now so I can like make t-shirts in bulk or hoodies in bulk and then have them just ready, and that way I can sell them at a lower price, because my time my time's very valuable now. And so that's kind of what I'm playing with now. So right now those are slowed, but eventually, yes, I want to like reinvent that.
Jordan is asking, do you have an SYLL robe?
No, but I can make one.
There you go.
So I did talk to Adam back when I was on board with the team about it, and he has the partnership with one of the bigger companies, as most like bigger coaches do, right? But no, he supports me, and he follows the page and whatnot, and I would be happy to make one with his logo on it. So for sure.
Yay. There you go. I mean, I just think I'm enjoying that you're liking it because, like I said, I mean, when you put it on, you want to know that the person behind it loves it, right? Like, I enjoy that all things. I mean, I know it's all the things that have you put in all the work is the things we enjoy,
Yeah.
you know, the custom, the time you spend with people, you do a consultation in the beginning. So you kind of get, an idea. I think the first one you and I decided was going to be black. The second one I was like, put some green in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
know. And you
want purple, I want green, but I love my black one. I was like, can we just do it all?
you were like, what are you talking about, Karen? Like, I'll figure it out and let you know what you're going to wear. Okay.
I call it, but so
What'd you say?
your suit is. I called it the She-Hulk suit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm really torn. I mean, again, for those who are going to come back and watch this, I'm just torn. These are the two
and
that I have.
love about I love making your suits because like you're the type of client where you're like, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm down for fun stuff. Like I love it because like no one's gonna think about putting those colors and like the neon green stone on top of black and whatnot. Like, that's my ideal
Right?
clients is the ones they're like, here, make it, you know, like, and I love like the figure clients because you know they get the designs and this that. I have a handful of figure clients that literally like, okay, send me my invoice, surprise me. I
Yeah.
love it when they say surprise me because like I said, I study this. I study physiques. I study how things go with skin tones and whatnot and this and that. And so like I have like the eye for it, right?
Yeah.
And I love just being able to be like, that would look good on her. Okay, I got this. So like, and I have a couple of clients like that now that I'm working on. Like a suit I'm finishing up, I would hold it up, but hers is a surprise. I can't hold it
Yeah.
up yet. Like,
Yeah.
so, and it's almost done. It's fully covered. Like it's one of like the max suits, you know. Like, and she's like, I'm going pro in this suit. Like, just make it. I know you got me. Like, just send me what I need to pay. This or that. So I was just like, I just love when I get those clients
Oh,
because I'm like,
I love it. You guys, this is the Taryn Lamb Show, season number 9, episode number 8. Make sure you're liking, following, sharing, subscribing. If you'd like to be on the show, I'd love to have you too. We are here some Tuesdays, most Tuesdays. I'm a one-man band like Emma. We're talking to Emma from Sparkle Bitch Suits, Chicago's premier men's and women's bodybuilding suit designer. And I love it too, Emma, because I the suit. I want the suit. I mean, I know I'm gonna step up there, and it's not. If there's a problem, it's not going to be the suit. It's going to be my turn or my, you know how paranoid I am about walking. I mean, I was just talking to Kelly about it the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, don't make me walk anymore. like I am like a timid kitten. And so I feel like, you know, putting the suit in your hands and like I said, and staying in my lane is where it belongs. So I have no problem. Would you say?
That's so hard to do for people, you know? Like they want little aspect, you know, you want to be in control of every little aspect. Like I get it, I'm the same way, right? So like it's funny because like I get so many interesting questions from girls. So like and it is like and I love my job. And I love it so much that I have humility in a lot of it and I joke around with my clients. So like I love when you get like I'll I'll say one year I sent a shell out for a fitting, right? Like my process is very well documented. It's very well explained. We have virtual consultations. I give them a timeline. I tell them exactly what they're going to do, exactly what they're supposed to do on this date. Like it's very well said and explained. And then I'll send a shell out for their fitting as they know it comes unstoned because I need to see if it fits first, you know. I'll get the question like, it's going to have stones on it, right? I'm like,
but wait, Emma, I want to tell you in our defense, in those crazy questions defense, I just want to say, because you know, it is so shocking, because I know one, I'm going to stand up, because you know which one I'm talking about, and you're like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to play that video like 1,000 times to figure out how to, right, whoever's saying that, they get it, whoever's like that little laughy face, Emma, like, okay, measure around here, okay, measure around here. Okay, I'm like measuring my crotch. Okay, I'm measuring
the crotch one is a weird one. Okay, I will give you that. No, I always tell girls, don't stress so much about the measurements. The measurements are a guideline. Like, there's no like cut and dry pattern, right? So it's like the measurement.
I know. I watched that video 1,000 times. If there's like some sort of AI on that video, they probably have me watching it a million times trying to figure out my whatever I had going. And I'm like, how far is she going up there? Where is she going? What is she going?
Right.
So, I mean, I did okay when I got it back to you, but I was just like, okay, wherever I give her this time is where I have to measure the next time. But I do think, to your point, you were, you know, you knew, and you were like, yeah, I get it, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm watching the video, I'm showing it to my husband, I'm like, what is she talking about? What am I doing? You know, like, all this stuff.
Yeah, I have like this crazy calculation in my head where I'm like, okay, like girls that are this tall, their crotch seams are like this, or the girls that are this like thick or like muscular. Like I have this weird, like it makes no sense. I can't even explain it, but in my head, I have like a computer going like, okay, her physique looks like this, her glutes look like this. She's this size, but she's only this tall, so this has to be like this. It's like I don't know how I'm ever gonna train a staff person, like whenever I decide to hire, because like It's all here. Like, it's crazy.
But again, I mean, like you said, that's going to be one of your challenges, right? Is going to be to say, how are you going to get it out? Because I think in my job, someone asked me that the other day, like, Tara, can you get what you know out of your head and onto, you know, some sort of paper or something like that? And I'm like, can I? Probably not. Like, do this, you know?
Absolutely.
But I think we've reached our time. It used to, my phone used to have up top the time, but I don't even know what time it is. Is it like a little after 8 o'clock? Are we a little after? I have no idea.
8:05.
Okay. So I promised you 8 o'clock, so we'll let you go because it used to stay up top the time, but the past few shows, I think the Instagram updated and it doesn't have it on the top of my screen.
It might didn't have it a second ago, but now it does. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to push anything because I don't want to. I'm afraid. But you guys, we will. So again, these are my babies.
I love it. It just glows. I love it. Love it.
And if you are love watching this. Thank you so much. Sending you both tons of love. Jordan, have you on too, girl? She's doing great things herself.
I know. I've been watching her journey. It's so fun to see how our bodies respond to things and change and respond to food and programming. And it's amazing, Jordan, how resilient you are. Keep it up, girl.
I'm so proud of her. And she came on the show too, and everybody just loved her to pieces, as you can imagine. But I thank you so much, Emma, for joining me. We'll have you back on the show, you know, once you settle in after baby and all that. But I do, like I said, I mean, if, you know, just know that when we put on our suits, you're sweet too, Jordan. We love you too, girlfriend. It's like a hug, even though we feel like we're half naked. So thank you so much for all you do for us. I mean, thank you for putting your tears and your heart into what you do. And all jokes aside, I feel like, you know, I said this the other day on my Instagram. I said something about kindness, integrity, and discipline are the things that set people apart. And so we know you have the discipline or you wouldn't be putting out the suits. The kindness and the integrity, you know, you're the first person I came to when I needed a suit. And it's not just about like, it is about what it looks like. Don't get me wrong. And I love and I trust what it looks like. But love is sometimes in the detail. And I think that when you put it on, you want to feel good in many different directions. And you want to know that there's good vibes that created it. I'm kind of one of those where I don't want anything on my body that's going to give me any sort of energy. Then Lord knows what I need when I'm up there. Mm-hmm. So thank you for all you do for us competitors. And especially those of us, I'll speak for myself, that are new. I know you work with pros who have done this all the time. And they still probably get nervous too. But for those of us who are new, it's really been a great pleasure to be able to wear your suits on stage. And we hope that we can do you as proud as you do us, even though I'm a little kid.
I'm just honored to be a part of everyone's journey. And the fact that, like, it makes me emotional thinking, like people, like, choose me, right? Like, they're choosing Sparkle Bitch, they're choosing, like, this dude. But, like, ultimately, like, I am the brand, right? Like, they're choosing me, they're trusting me. And, like, that brings me just as much of a hug, you know, watching you guys. Yeah. I stalk photos online because I'm like, I just want to see them, you know, like, I want to see them on stage. I want to see them, like, glowing. So, yes, I think about that a lot, and I'm very, very grateful. So that people see that in me and have that trust in me, you know. Yeah, it makes me emotional.
Well, it doesn't go, hey, Jay-Z, what's up? It doesn't go unnoticed. So you guys, this is the Taryn Lamb Show. We are a little bit over. Sorry about that. This is season number 9, episode number 8. This has been Emma with Sparkle Bitch, Chicago's premier bodybuilding men's and women's bodybuilding suits. Please make sure you check her out. Make sure you're liking, following, sharing, subscribing to the show. And if you would like to be on the show, I would love to have you. Check this out on IG Live, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Emma, thank you so much for your time. We wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.
All right. Thank you. See you later.
Bye-bye.